So, hi everybody. So, this is Michael. Truth, whichever. Just got off work. See it right there. And it was hot. Oh my gosh, it was hot. Super hot outside. So, today we're going to learn more of this live because I want to Google some things and then go from there. So, let's see. Let me go to Google. Oh, what happened? Hopefully, y'all can still see me. Let me pull this up. All right, there I am. Let me shrink this down. All right. Now, I don't know how to show you my screen just yet. I ain't got much software. So, I'll just read to you what we got. So, I'm going to shrink this down, slide it over. Oops. Slide this over. All right. So that's done. Now, I need to add a window. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay, you guys probably can't see this, but I'll figure this out. All right. Until then, we're going to read. I'll just read this stuff to you. Okay. So, what are we going to look up today? Let's see. I had a bunch of things that I wanted to Google up. But now that I'm on here, blank. So I need to start doing notes. Definitely do notes. So, well, let's talk about today until I think of something. Today was hot. Super, super hot. I even took off a little early today because it was super, super hot. And, yeah, there was no spraying today, but there was, I guess you can call them clouds, but gave it just a little bit of shade. When it was windy and when the wind picked up, the air was hot. The air was super hot. Definitely hot. It was crazy. Super crazy. Well, I guess I'll do this real quick and get my brain ticking. Now, this is legal here for anybody that, got any questions that don't like it. It's legal here. It's homegrown. Don't have extra sedatives or whatnot. So it's not grown at the dispensary where they add crap to it. I mean, so today, I had a lot on my mind. Like, excuse me, like disbursements in the air, all those lines. I might get into a little bit of that. So let's Not what I was looking for. See, now I'm trying to remember what it was called. It's like S-A... What was it called? Watched a video today about it. Yeah. Matter of fact, hold on. I don't even know if I can do this while I'm YouTubing. I should. There it goes. Okay. I wonder if I can play it and you guys can hear it. If anything. Hopefully they don't strike me. I don't think they would. Alright, so okay, now the video I was watching today was Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. It's a good channel, but I was watching them today and it was interesting because he had a lot of great information, and I wish.
I'm going to read this to you. This is from the year 2000.
And what he's found and to you guys what's going on with the legislation.
All right, just to let you know, this is not my video. This is Doug and Stacy Off Grid, okay, on YouTube. I'm just going to play this short section because he hits on some good points. And I really like how he did this video. And as soon as I learn more on this, I would love to learn more because there's some content out there that people do, and it's amazing. Just amazing.
And what he's found in his investigations, and he is right now sounding the alarm, and I'm trying to as well, to get this information in your hands.
Been working around the clock on this since we found this out, and we got it out. I'm going to read this to you. This is from the year 2019, and it's published on the NIH website, right? So government, trust the science, Anthony Fauci, right? I'm going to read one sentence to you. Quote, at present, edible vaccine are in development or are developed for veterinary and human use. They have been making edible vaccines. I found going back to 2005, we have a clinical trial on potatoes. We found that they're doing this in a number of different things, and now it looks like they're going to be doing some of these new generation mRNAs. They've got listed on this in this NIH document: potatoes, rice, bananas, tomatoes, lettuce, tobacco, alfalfa, algae, carrots, and Bill Gates' favorite, bugs, as being viable vectors of edible vaccines. We testified in Missouri on House Bill 1169, 2 pages. It says, if you've got a gene therapy product, you've got to disclose it. Whether it's in food, wherever it's at, you got to disclose it. If you've got a gene therapy product, you also have to be willing to share how it can transmit. And then the third part is
EVE Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with thousands of star systems like never before. Follow a path of your own choosing and become a titan of industry. Explore the wonders of the universe. Or join record-breaking PvP battles and add your name to 2 decades of player history. play free and experience Eve on Mac the way it was meant to be.
Father God, we're flying closer to you. Just keep an eye on us and keep us safe in your arms. Amen. When you catch up with me and the kids at the cabin, they're going to beg you to say yes.
What about my dad?
He'll gruffly admit that I'll make a fine son-in-law.
Here's your chance to win his approval.
All right, guys, this is going to be super fun. Plenty of time to get to know each other. Co-pilot Ben, we ready?
Aye, Captain.
Passenger Sam.
Apologize about the commercial. I was getting on my phone to check the feed.
We need
Sorry
informed
about
consent.
that.
Informed consent before you give any medical interventions or vaccines or therapies. And informed consent has to include adverse events of special interest, all risks and benefits. 3 things. Missouri Republicans opposing this bill for transparency and disclosure and informed consent. They're opposing it because Bayer, which bought Monsanto, is the largest producer of seed on the planet. And they're putting these gene therapies, we have going back to 2005. They've tested this. It appears, and they testified that the lobbyists screwed up. I want to extend my appreciation right now to the lobbyists for Big Ag. Because the lobbyists, when they were testifying against me and against this bill, House Bill 1169 in Missouri, which, by the way, if it passes, the disclosure requirements are going to affect all over the world, right? So if we pass this in one state, it saves the world. But the lobbyists actually came up and said, well, if we have to label, we're going to end up having to label all our food. I said, what? What? How in a million years? I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? So I started doing my research. These buffoons, they basically admitted they've been modifying our food to affect our genome for a number of years, it appears. And the question is how much, how bad, what are they putting in there now? And, is this stuff in there now? By the way, I also found there is a Merck product called Sequevity. Sequevity is an mRNA, it's quote, a revolutionary swine vaccine platform. Targeted mRNA vaccines. They may or may not be using this now. I don't know. We're trying to get clarification on this, on what's being used.
Now, that they're already doing this stuff. Like he just says, he talks about all this stuff, and then he says they might be. Nah, they are. Just know they are. All right, keep listening real quick. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, but I'm going to point over to my screen like this because that's what I'm looking at. Again, this is Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. Not who's talking, but it's a video clip that's on their channel, okay? And the video is confirmed cattle and pork will be infected. So it's a great video. You need to check it out. So we're going to keep listening to this guy, okay?
Where? We've got the reports from a couple, guys that obviously I can't disclose their names. They'd be out of a job immediately, from some cattlemen's pork associations people from a couple different states. But
now I will add, I work for a cattle rancher. All right, this is who I work for right here. Now we were doing branding last week. I believe it was last week. Yeah, so we were doing branding and castration. Not me. They were horrible. Felt bad I was involved because I was holding them down, And it was tough wrestling down these calves. They may look small. Some of them are big and they're still heavy. They move. So I asked my boss, what all were we doing? So we were branding them, right? And then my wife gives them antibiotic shot for the burn, okay? So they don't get infection. And they were clipping the ear and castrating, cutting them off. Crazy. And I saw my boss's wife sticking this blue stuff, right? It's a nose syringe thing, but without a needle, just and was sticking this plastic tube about this far into the calf's nose and shot this blue stuff up the nose. And I asked him, I was like, I understand the branding and the antibiotics for that, and while you guys are taking their nuts out. But what is the blue stuff that's going in their nose? And he said that's the vaccine for COVID. Better add some words on COVID. So yeah. And broke my heart. I was like, really? So I'm gonna touch base with them on that a little more and get some more information about it, because we eat the cows. You know what I mean? So anyway, back to the video. I just had to say something about that. But I will learn some more information about these cattle and stuff like that for any off-gridders or anybody questioning about the meat, the food, and all that stuff. All I can do is provide information about what I do and what my bosses, how they work their ranch. Okay. But back to the video real quick. Or sound.
But we can't, boy, you talk about this being tight-lipped, and naturally, as soon as you start reporting this, it gets hidden everywhere. So be careful. Let me tell you, I want to give you, and this is important, and I want people to understand what's going on here. So we got a 2-page bill in Missouri that could potentially keep people safe around the world. It's House Bill 1169, sponsored by Holly Jones. I testified in front of the committee there, which, by the way, we got that posted on Twitter. You get a boot out of that. We had quite a bit of fun. But if you look at this House, we put this in a deeply red state, very, very Republican. The people are blowing up. The people are calling these people. We've got these. It's in what's called the Emerging Issues Committee, and these people are fighting it tooth and nail. And I've posted names and phone numbers of the committee members and the lobbyists on Twitter, because I want people calling these guys. But we are right now running into four Republicans who are joining the Democrats to block this. I've got them posted on Twitter. We need people calling them. We need them screaming. We need them telling them, hey, this is not acceptable. We don't want you guys selling out. I encourage everyone to read this and tell me what you oppose here, because I helped review this, and I gave some input to Hollywood.
He's showing a House bill. I wish I could show it to you. So again, if you would like to see it, this is good information. Okay, very good. So I wish I knew more on this computer, but I don't. But I will learn for y'all, okay? Because this is very, very important. Now, I'm a people person, right? So in person, I can talk. You know what I mean? I could read a person like that, okay? For the most part. Not completely 100% accurate. I'm not but what I'm saying is that I could read people very well, all right? And it's all about the eyes. The eyes don't lie, all right? And a lot of pain and learnings through life. So anyway, back to the video. In person, I can talk to a person and explain better than I am right now until I get this figured out. You know what I mean? So if I was to meet you in person, oh man, I could talk for hours about this stuff. Hours. It's really difficult when you're just going off of, well, me at least, you just got this little chat thing right here. And oh, look at, my wife is messaging me. So she's in the other room with the canines. Love you too. She's so sweet. And she just made me some burritos, deep fried them. Tasted great. Barbecue sauce, not ketchup. I was going to put ketchup, but I put barbecue sauce. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. That distracted me. So if you guys want to see this bill, all right, and this information, please go to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and their video is confirmed cattle and pork will be infected. Now, this stuff's important. Just do your research. You don't have to believe what people are saying, me included. But what I would like, I want you to question, okay? I want you to question me, all right? Because you learn, I learn, we both learn, everyone else learns, okay? Question everything I say. Do your research, okay? I don't know much about these computers or whatever, but if I can do some searching myself, I know you can. So, with that being said, back to this video or sound.
When she was putting this bill together, and I say we got to make this as hard to oppose politically as possible because these crooks don't like transparency. So Dave Hinman, Jeff Farnan, Mike Hafner, and Dane Deal are Republicans who are joining the Democrats because they sold out to the big ag, big pharma conglomerate. House, this is one of the most corrupt things I've ever seen in my life. They are putting this stuff in our food. They're not telling us about it. And what about informed consent? What about Nuremberg? I mean, you can't give people medicine without doing that, but they're using loopholes in the federal law to get away with this. Our only way to know what's in this food is to pass a bill like this. Guys, this is cause and died suddenly. And by the way, we know now, I've got a paper talking about using milk, ingestible. We've got ingestible. One of the things that everybody said, well, it'll break down in the stomach. It won't matter. That's not true. I've got the science. I've got the papers. I've got the documents. They have developed mechanisms to get this through the digestive system. We don't know what it works on entirely. We don't know how. We don't have all the information. But what I can say, absolute certainty, there are mechanisms to get vaccines into your system through your stomach. There are ingestible vaccines. They can do it. We don't know all the details yet, but what we do know is that this is a big deal.
So there you have it.
So again, like I was saying, our calves were just vaccinated, okay? Yeah. I'm letting you know, okay? So I'm not saying our company's bad or this or that, okay? Misinformed is what I should say. They are misinformed. So it's a difficult topic to speak on. But yeah, moo cows, okay, and pork pigs, careful, man and woman, whoever. Be very careful. It's dangerous out there, man. Jeez. Super crazy. But yeah, so there's a video right there, a little information. All right. So we're going to go down here. So I guess what I'm going to do is just go over a lot of stuff that I've already checked out in the past. Try not to get a strike because I'm running this. Oh, here's a good one. So, let's see. All right. Okay, now this video is from Charles Pearl. Okay, it's a video. Well, he posted it a while back. This is David Keith, a case for climate engineering. Okay, so David Keith, check that name out. All right, for climate engineering. Okay, so this is Stephen Colbeck on that talk show, and they're talking about this. He has him on his show. Okay, you guys could go look this video up. David Keith, a case for climate engineering. Okay, and it was on the Stephen Colbeck show. All right, but take a listen to this. All right, this is interesting. It's messed up how they make fun of it. You know what I mean? They laugh. and they're just like, ha ha ha, like it's no big deal, and just it's horrible. But yeah, here we go. Hopefully the sound and everything was good. But yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so what do we do? So the other thing is horrifying. It is that you could actually spray sulfuric acid in the stratosphere 20 kilometers over our head and use that to stop the planet warming up in a kind of ugly tech fix.
You could spray something into the atmosphere to change.
Spray pollution into the atmosphere to stop it warming.
So in the end, pollution saves them all. We owe pollution. We owe acid rain an apology, is what you're saying.
A totally imperfect technical fix.
Okay.
It would have risks. It wouldn't get us out of the long-run need to stop polluting, but it might actually save people and be useful.
Okay, so how? Again, I interrupted slightly there. How many planes are we talking about here? How do you do this?
So let's say you wanted to stop it warming in 2020.
Yeah.
You start with a fleet of just 2 or 3 kind of modified business jets.
What kind of like?
Now remember, he said 2020. Now, when I was a kid, we didn't see nearly as much as we do today, but they've been doing this for a while. Okay, different, just not as much. So it just got to the point where since they started, they got to keep going. Now, just all right, don't stop interrupting.
Like a G6?
Yeah, like a G6.
Like a G6.
That's
like
it.
A G6.
And you'd put, say, 20,000 tons of sulfuric acid into the stratosphere every year, and each year you have to put a little more, and this doesn't, in the long run, mean that you can forget about cutting emissions. We will need to rein in.
No, we'll get to it eventually. Yeah.
But it does.
In the meantime, we're shrouding the earth in sulfuric acid.
So people...
You hear what he just said? Like, and nobody said nothing. Well, I'm sure a couple people probably said something, but it wasn't on a large scale. Like, nobody was like, hey, why? What's the effects? What does it do to us? Does it harm me? Like, what's the point? Nobody didn't say nothing, really. I mean, those people saying stuff, but the majority, like, oh my God. Like, this stuff, and people watch this show. I'm sure millions of people watch that show, the Stephen Colbeck show or whatever. So, where were their minds on that day that they seen this? Where was their head? They just laughed or what? They were just, it's just a show, right? The world's stage, huh? See, when it's on TV, people don't take this stuff as serious unless it's a news channel, not a talk show host. Man, stuff irritates me, though. Should irritate you, too. Just being honest. Now, anything and everything I say on here is just entertainment purposes, okay? Doesn't make it true, false, this, that. Go think for yourselves, okay? I'm not giving medical information, none of that crap. Okay, this right here is my opinion, my perspective, my world, my truth, whatever. All right. So please be nice in the comments if people start commenting or whatever. You know what I mean? Just be nice. You know what I mean? We're all here to learn. Let's help each other out.
People are terrified about talking about this because they're scared that it will prevent us cutting emissions.
Right, and also that it's sulfuric acid.
It is.
You're bearing the lead. Is there any possible way this can come back to bite us in the end? Blanketing the earth in sulfuric acid, because I'm all for it. This is the all-chocolate dinner. I still get to have my CO2, and I just need to spray sulfuric acid.
Right?
All over the earth.
Right question. But we put 50 million tons of sulfuric acid in the air now as pollution, and it kills 1 million people a year worldwide.
Okay, and that's good or bad?
All right. Now, I've seen this video before, and I want to say something right here. He literally just said that they put that for sure they did this already. He said, hold on. Let's listen to that back. All right.
Kills 1 million people a year worldwide.
Okay.
Right?
All over the earth.
Right question. But we put 50 million tons of sulfuric.
50 million tons. not gallons, tons. Not 50 million gallons, 50 million tons. What? Really? Now, he just said they did that. But here in a minute, you're going to hear him kind of flip a little bit and do some wordplay. And he says, like, it could be happening or may be happening. But he just said they are. Okay? Keep that part in mind. Don't let him fool you. Okay? Because they do that wordplay. But listen, he just admitted this. Okay? Now listen. All right? This is David Keith, author, A Case for Climate Engineering. That's his book. Okay, look this up.
Sulfuric acid in the air now as pollution, and it kills 1 million people a year worldwide.
It kills 1 million people a year worldwide. Hello? What? So he admits this already, okay? And this right here was back then, right? 2020. Da-da-da. Keep listening. They do the wordplay, though, so careful. But he just admitted, keep that in your head, they just admitted what they're doing, okay? And that's a small part of it. They're doing a lot more now and before, but, I mean, this should get you started, all right, to research, all right? But just...
Okay, and that's
So-
good or bad?
It's terrible.
But it'll be better if we put more in.
See how they do the laugh little switch? Ha 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 ha. I'm not laughing. All right? That's why I don't like talk shows. TV's nothing more than mind control. But it's all about depopulation. Okay? He's telling you then, all right? And it's telling you now. So y'all need to check out his book. Not buy it and shit, but just do a search. You know, like you couldn't if you want to buy it. I'm not promoting shit. All right? I don't like these people. Okay? But I do like when they admit truth in front of us. You know what I mean? David Keith. Okay? Google that. A Case for Climate Engineering. Just do your research about what he's talking about.
We're talking about 1% of that, a tiny fraction of that. So we should reduce that sulfuric acid.
So if it kills 1 million people and we're
It's
only
bad.
doing 1% more, we're just killing 10,000 more people.
You can do math.
You can do math. Did you hear that? He says, so you can do math. Like, ha ha ha. Oh. Apologize.
Okay.
But that's so killing people is not the objective here.
Killing people, not the objective. I just wanted to be clear. I just wanted to be clear.
See, they're laughing. Apologize, I'm coming out. I'm eating. My wife made me a couple burritos. So I'm almost done. I just didn't want to be rude. But they're laughing. I'm still chewing and stuff. This is important to me, so I don't care about this part. But they're laughing. They did the sitcom laugh so that you will laugh and not take it serious. But take it serious. I'm serious.
All right. Could an individual start this?
In practice only in countries.
Okay. What about a man in like a hollowed out volcano with henchmen?
I had to pause that real quick. Give me one moment. Is he talking about giants? Is that what he was just? Is he talking about giants in the volcano? Anyway, or creepy cleft things of this earth, you know. Fantazoids, Daydreamers, a lot of those. I like Daydreamers a lot. Pretty cool guy. You check that guy out too. A lot of truth right there. Very exciting. Very exciting. I can't wait to get my channel up. But yeah, I would like to entertain people in the same way, you know? Well, not exact, but just with that energy. You know what I mean? He has a good energy. I love it. So, but back to the, yeah.
Who occasionally shakes his fist at the sky and says, "They said I was a fool at Harvard. Who's the fool now?"
It's
Yep, they're the fool, huh? They're playing God. You know what I mean? They're genetics, they're tampering, man. It's crazy. This stuff is so crazy. Apologize.
I won't
shake your fist and say the fools.
It's the natural worry, but I think in the end, no. This would be done by major countries, but the problem is how countries agree about where to send the thermostat, who decides, and my biggest reason for writing the book and for talking about it is my view that we won't make good decisions in the end.
So we have to make this. We have to have the discussion now, so that when it becomes our last hope, people can say, "Hey, we talked about this. Remember, we said we get to do it."
The worst way to make decisions about this would be if we all agree that we won't talk about it in polite society, we suppress it, which is basically what had been happening, and then in 2030, suddenly in a crisis.
See, like he just says, suppressed and so on. He said basically what has basically been happening already. You know what I mean? And then they'll make fun of it. See, they tell you in your music as well. All right, music, commercials, anything, all propaganda. Okay, but crazy. All right, and they make fun of it, like the song "Like a G6." Like they're about to make fun of that. Y'all know the song. What did you think they were talking about? Huh?
We make fast decisions.
Maybe it's happening already. You ever look at those planes up there? They have contrails behind them. Maybe all those planes with the contrails, maybe they're actually spraying chemicals into the atmosphere right now, and Uncle Sam isn't telling us.
It seems extremely unlikely.
Now, he just said that sounds extremely unlikely, right? Like they both literally are about to forget the whole point or the whole conversation that they just had. They're just gonna beep like they never said it, huh? You can't believe this. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's crazy. I mean, they're about to contradict themselves and then laugh about it to make a joke, but they're telling the truth, okay? That this is the mind game part, all right? They're trying to trick you. He meant what he said. Okay, so here's your entertainment. You know what I mean?
The United States is not telling something to its citizens. That seems extremely likely to me. I think they might have your idea already. Dr. Mister, thank you so much. David Keith, A Case for Climate Engineering. We'll be right back.
Excuse me. But you heard him. You heard him. Like, God dang. But so this right here is just a little bit. You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff I'm kind of looking to, but I mean, I've had these for a while. And man, but can you believe what that man just said? Unbelievable, right? I think so. All right. So, you know what I mean? It's out there, okay? You can find the information out there. Yeah, but tell me that ain't crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm hopefully the audio's good. You know what I mean? And everything's going all right. But man, it's can't believe people can hear these things and they're just like, okay. It's freaking crazy. And they say I'm crazy, but it's okay. Man, if they knew half the stuff I wanted to talk about, like, I'm going to get a better platform going. You know what I mean? Because a lot of this stuff's very, very important. I ain't going to lie. And it can be scary, but check this out. All right. Nothing's more scarier than not knowing the truth in something. Okay. So, of course, you're going to be scared because you don't know. of things, right? So if something scares you, it's because you yourself don't know what it is, right? Say like, oh man, I feel scared. It's like, why do you feel scared? I don't know. I just got this weird feeling in here. You know what I mean? So they're gonna get you with fear. But if you knew somewhat like a sound, right? Someone cooking or something like that, you're like, oh, I heard a sound. What was that? I was scared. Okay, well, someone was cooking and they dropped a fork. You should know what a silverware sounds like when it hits the ground, right? Or, the floor. Or I've seen people in a room. This is how much I see fear is in people. I could sit in a room full of people, right? 6, 7 people. And literally, I'll hear someone drop their keys, their car keys. And as soon as it hit the floor, the whole room in panic. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, I didn't know what that was. Man, you know exactly what it was. You knew it. You know that sound. How many times people drop their car keys? Now, I'm being serious here. You know what I mean? They knew what it was because you could drop something in a different room and hear that sound and you relate. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he must have dropped his remote. Whatever. You know sounds, keys specifically. All right. And I watch grown men and women just like, what's wrong with you? What are you scared of? They're scared of not knowing truth. They say they want the truth. Okay, but when you give some kind of truth, any truth, they freak out, man. Especially when they know it's like resonating with them. They're just like, oh my God, this is too much. It's like, what? This ain't even the tip of the iceberg. This ain't even a half a fraction of a freaking negative of a percent. Like, man, I know quite a bit, I think. Nah, probably not that lot. Probably not that much. But I know quite a bit more than the average, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Just from what I see. People so lost, I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but we if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. Okay. So if you don't speak truth, seek truth, look for truth, understand it, right? The less you speak truth or learn truth, which would be anything, right? You're gonna lose your IQ. Yeah. Cognitive dissonance. So, anyways, yeah, do some research, like there's so much on here, that you can look for. We'll get into a lot more things, if not this video, later on, definitely in another video. So I hope you guys can hear me. Hope everything's checking out good. You know what I mean? But yeah, can you believe what they said? It's amazing. I need to turn these notifications off. Hey, look who it is. Paris. How you doing? So yeah, that's another person to check out. But yeah, so that right there was it. Crazy what he says, right? So we know they are spraying it in the air. Okay. So that guy. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Like I said, I need to learn how to share what I'm looking up here. But at least you guys, I hope, can hear it when I do play these things. So I'm looking for another video real quick. Let's see. There we go. Almost there. Yep, the goat is still here. We're doing good. Billy was being kind of rough this morning before work. Well, during work. I was out there using the wheel, filling it up with stuff. Kept knocking it over. Oh, Billy. Yeah, it was great. And then the boss came, and he was like, "Oh, is that the goat?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I've been watching him follow you around." I'm like, "Yep, he's family." So, all right, let's see. What did I do? What happened? Oh, right on. Well, I'm glad you can hear me. I haven't got a headset yet, but I'm working on it. Now I'm trying to play this video. I don't know how to put it on there, but you will be able to hear it. Just got to get to it. Where is it at? I need to get a mouse. What I need to do. Now, the next video that I'm looking for has to do about microwaves and Wi-Fi. And it's really interesting. Internet's going slow. Figures. Okay. Here we go. Where is it at? Okay, just watch that. Almost there. Hopefully. Gotta go down my history list. Where is it? Oh, here's another good video. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, there it is. I found it. No. Oh. Hold on. Please work. Man. Does it go all the way back down? All right, this thing's taking forever. But yeah, so definitely go back and rewatch the video and listen to what I played, because those are very important. Well, I've been on here for about an hour almost. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a break real quick, and then I'm gonna research a few things and make a little notebook, write down my notes so I can have things more organized. I just wanted to see how it went. But yeah, still learned something today, hopefully. Really want to find that video real quick. Let's see. Oh, you guys want to see the pups? Let me go get them real quick. One at a time, maybe. Hi, Mama Revs. All right. Come here, Mama Revs. So this is Mama Revs. Yes. This is her daughter, Rusty. These are babies. Say hi, mamas.
Hi, guys.
That was my wife. And these are our babies. Mama Rev, huh? See, this here is my baby. She loves me. Rev. Okay, so the brown one's Rusty. Come here, Rev.
Revs.
This one's called Revelations. We named her Revelations.
Come here, Revs.
Come here, baby.
Oh, big baby.
All right. Got it. All right. Big girl, huh? She's been playing with her daughter. But yeah, this is Mama's. So And here's her babies. Come here. Come here, babies. So, yeah. You say hi, honey? I already did. You hear that?
But hi again, guys.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Paris. Did you read mine?
No, not yet.
Yeah, they're heavy though. So the brown one, she's 9-10 months. About 9-10 months.
Go down.
8 months.
Yeah.
8 months. Something like that. About 8 months. 7-8 months. 7, 8, 9. Somewhere in there. But yeah. So these are my babies. Got some fluffers at the house. If you guys remember them. But they're probably going to the next door rancher. But yeah. And thank you. They are beautiful. I love these animals. But yeah, so the baby's Rusty. They're both parvo survivors too. Oh, Rev. But yeah. Hello. Mama Rev. Just call her Mama Rev. So yeah. I'll be doing a video here in a little bit. As soon as I figure out more of these things. So I have a good friend, Paul. He's coming over hopefully this weekend. And if he does, then definitely I'll learn more on this computer device. So I'm trying to get an intro and all that stuff too. But I want to be able to share what I'm showing myself over here. You know, like what I'm clicking. I want to be able to show you guys those videos together. Oh, there it is. I found it. Haha. I read it. All right, let's see. Okay, now this guy, his name is Barry Trower. Okay, that's Barrie and then Trower. Okay, and he's talking about Wi-Fi and microwave dangers. Okay, this is important, very important. But yeah, here we go. Let's see what we can hear. Like I said, I wish y'all can see the video, but I'll do my best to have you find it. Okay, so the channel that it came from was 045, spelled out, not the number. Okay, ZeroFortyFibe. This is his video. All right. But yeah, it's labeled Barry Trower, Wi-Fi and microwave dangers. Okay, there's an interview with this guy. Okay, now this is important as well. So hopefully I don't get a strike or something like that, because I don't know how this all works yet. If I get a strike, I guess I'm doing something right or horribly wrong. I don't know.
Well, I joined the Royal Navy in 1960, and I specialised in microwave warfare. Radar, obviously, which uses microwave, but they don't just teach you radar, they teach you all about microwaves and other uses. So I understood about microwave warfare and how it can damage people, how it can harm people. And when I finished with the Royal Navy, I was also a diver in the Royal Navy, and microwaves I used in underwater mines as.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Like, he looked into it. He says it himself, huh? He's like, shoot, he's like, it struck me funny, so I asked a question, and that's what I'm trying to do, is get people to ask questions. You know what I mean? Everything in their life, I don't care who taught you. Like me, my mom taught me a lot of things. A lot of it was just handed down, regurgitated BS, you know? Not saying that she ain't a good person or didn't teach me well or whatnot. Because, yeah, she did her best. I think I turned out all right. So anyway, yeah, back to this video. So, yeah, Barry he's pretty smart, man. He's on point on a lot of things, and this stuff is important, especially if you have kids.
Booby traps. You can, which actually got me interested because I was actually taking a bomb to pieces underwater, and it was too complicated. And I brought it to the surface, and my partner that was on the surface said, "Don't be an idiot, take it back down." He said, "If somebody's beaming you with microwaves, they'll go right through you, and as you open the casing, trigger a photoelectric cell, and it'll blow all of us up." And he said, "If it doesn't go through to the bomb, it'll aim it at your head and make you make a mistake." And that's really got me interested from that point, because I thought, well, how can...
Now, ain't that interesting? He said microwaves can make a person make a mistake. Whew. Yeah, and HARP, DARP, all these things going on in the world. The sun itself, you know, all these sun rays, microwave radiation, man. And this ain't even from that. This is just from your devices, you know, Wi-Fi, which I am using, you know. And then it's like, man, I'm destroying myself to help myself. Crazy stuff. Very crazy. So, but yeah, let's get back in it.
Microwaves going into your brain make you make a mistake. And I asked a lot of questions. I have a very curious brain. And the forces, they're very good at explaining things and telling you things.
Yes.
So I did that. And I also did a medical course while I was in to help me understand everything. And when I left, a small part of my job was to question captured agents, spies, terrorists, because microwaves then were used as weapons, as they are today. It is a perfect stealth weapon. And when governments don't like a group of people, for instance, the ladies who protest at Greenham Common in England about the American missile base.
See, that's interesting. I just want to stop that and let y'all know, like, this is not good. Okay, I don't like to smoke, but I'm addicted. I guess you could say. Not really addicted. I guess it's an excuse. There we go. This is my excuse for a lot of things of stress, okay? This is not an excuse. This right here is medical in my eyes. It helps my oxygen breathing, helps a lot of stuff, okay? It's homegrown right now, so no government additives. But yeah, cigarettes, bad, super bad, and I'm working on it, okay? I'm not perfect. So smoking is bad. I like the people to know. I know, and yeah, I don't want to promote it. But I do it. You know what I mean? I'm an adult. We're all adults. But I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. Love y'all.
They camped. They were microwaved. We microwaved Catholics in Northern Ireland to make them sick. It goes on all over the world. And it's a weapon that you don't know you're being targeted.
Well, thank you,
because
guys.
the dose is very, very low, which is actually more dangerous than a high dose. It's very, very low, and it may take a year or two, but you can cause neurological damage and cancers with low-level microwaves, and you can make all your opponents sick.
He says you can make people sick. See, this stuff's interesting. Like when I first heard this, I don't know how many years ago, I tried to show a lot of people this video, family and stuff, and you're just like, oh, well, that sucks. I'm like, yeah. Well, you know, I still use it too. So, like I said, it's one of those hand in hand things. It's crazy. But yeah, what he says is amazing.
Sick. It's a perfect weapon for a government.
Perfect weapon.
So that was going on, and I gathered all the information about that from people who were captured from other countries to find out what technologies they had, what pulse frequencies they used. But as I said, it was only a small part of my work. But because I was highly trained in it and I was useful, it just became a part of my working structure, along with master criminals and terrorists and all sorts of people that I found incredibly interesting, actually, to talk to. Very, very interesting. And then when I left there, I took a job teaching, and I taught advanced level physics, and I specialized in nuclear and atomic radiation, and again, microwaves. And I've just always been in microwaves. And then it was a doctor. I went to see a doctor once, as most teachers do, with a sore throat. And he said, as most doctors do, it's viral, there's nothing I can do for you. And I was leaving, and he said, hang on, Barry, he said, you're a physicist? And I said, yeah. And he said, could you explain something? He said, I went to a house that had a cot death 5 years ago. And the family moved, and a new family moved in. They had a new baby. The cot was in exactly the same place, and there was another cot death. And he said, 5 years apart. And he said, there's a transmitter the other side of the child's bedroom wall. Could the transmitter cause the cot death? And I said, I don't know. I said, but I'll look into it. And then I found that microwaves were involved, and I knew what microwaves did. And a while later, I went back to the doctor, I wrote a paper on it, and I said, there's your answer. Microwaves can cause cot death by 2 or 3 different mechanisms. There's your answer. And then, for some reason, he told somebody who told somebody, and people started phoning me up and writing to me, saying, can you explain this, or can you help with that? I've never actually asked anyone if I can do anything. They always come to me. And then the police came to me and said, we're getting this new tetra airwave system. We don't understand what's happening. Can you read all this scientific rubbish and just put it into Janet and John and tell us? And I said, of course I can. So that was published, and since then it's snowballed and snowballed and snowballed, and now I receive up to 1,000 communiques a week from various countries, various people, and I can't handle it. So, and I'm here now because somebody asked me to come here. Wi-Fi, I think anyone who puts Wi-Fi into a school should be locked up for the rest of their life. I really do. I think they're not fit to walk on the surface of this planet because they haven't looked at the research, and whatever incentive they have, it is not worth the genetic problems that parents are going to face with their children when they're born. And if you think of a single parent, a mother, who has a genetically deformed child, that particular mother will feel guilty because she gave birth. She will feel guilty, and she will be worried every single second of every single day for her life. She will worry that the child won't marry. If the child can marry, she'll worry that the children will carry the disease, which they will. She will worry.
So I like to read that. So VTRPES, variable terrain radio parabolic equation system. Is that equation? No. Yeah. Well, honey. But yeah, so Tetris system makes cops aggressive. True. Yeah, it does, huh? That's some good information right there. I like that. The hum and the ring and yeah, the hum.
Worry when she dies.
It's funny you say that because Gorillas. Remember the Gorillas, the sound group? They got a song about the hum. That's interesting. I like that.
Who will take care of them? So you are condemning both the family and the children to a lifetime of absolute hell. And this is already published. It is available to look up. It's what I call intentional ignorance. They are offered some sort of incentive, and they think, oh, this is going to be good. We'll have it. Now, the problem is, imagine you are a 15-year-old schoolgirl. All of the 400,000 eggs in your ovaries were with you at birth. They're not fully developed, but they're with you. They are 10 times more susceptible to radiation than all of the other DNA in the body. And scientists don't realize that. They don't read all of the papers as I do. So you have this highly susceptible.
Which song? Send me a link of that song. Oh, the Gorilla song. See, how do I do that? Let's see. Oops. Hold on. Oh, okay. I'm still gonna look it up. Let's see. Yeah, my internet's going slow. But just go to YouTube. Go to the Gorillas. And which one is it? On the video, it'll be a picture of them in the desert. You know, the cartoon characters. It'll show them in the desert with the big old like military truck. It's that music video. Okay. But yeah, I'll try to get the song later, and then I'll message it to you or whatever. But yeah, but it says it talks about the hum, and it's like it's crazy, and it's if the lyrics itself, like the kids are singing, right, and it oh my gosh, it's crazy, good stuff.
Genetic material which is going to make your children, and you are irradiating it because Wi-Fi's, they are transmitters as well as the routers, as well as the ones either side of you. They are all transmitting at this height through your ovaries. So you are risking the damage, the DNA damage of your child every time you sit down and you use Wi-Fi. And it's like saying, if I smoke a cigarette, which one will cause the damage? The answer is, I don't know. It could be the one today. So you now have a child that has a probability of being genetically damaged. But the real damage is when that child grows up. You have genetic material in your ovaries which could be damaged. Now,
from Wi-Fi.
the real problem comes, so you have a child that could be born genetically damaged, but the real problem comes when you become pregnant. If you are a teacher or a mature student and you become pregnant, because the embryo inside your womb, in the first 100 days, all of those 400,000 eggs are forming in your embryo, your child's ovaries. So your child could be born with genetically damaged eggs. And the main thing about the eggs in the ovaries of your child is that they have absolutely no protection. It hasn't been developed yet. We have a natural protection against microwaves. It was developed since the Stone Age against thunderstorms and massive amounts of radiation coming into our body. But
since the Stone Age, that strikes me curious. Since the Stone Age. But yeah, so this is Barry Trower. He is a British physicist and former microwave weapons expert for the Royal Navy and the British Secret Service. During the 1960s, he was trained at the government microwave warfare establishment. So that's probably something else to look up. But yeah, crazy.
But in your embryo, your uterus, in the fetus,
right,
where your child is developing for the first 100 days, in the ovaries, the eggs do not have that protection. So they are at maximum risk from radiation. And for the first month or so, you wouldn't even know you were pregnant. You wouldn't even be taking precautions. That is the main danger area. So you give birth to a daughter, but...
Hey, how you doing, Gators? Hey, brother, I made it late, but present. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Today, we learned about a few things. Right now, we're learning about microwave dangers, Wi-Fi. Oh, I gotta let my canine out real quick. But yeah, it's been going good. It was hot today. Oh my gosh, it was hot. Yeah, I got off at like 1 o'clock instead of the average 3-4 o'clock. So, oh my gosh, even the wind was hot today. Crazy. But yeah. Yeah, I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So hopefully it clears up. But yeah, hopefully you can hear it pretty good. So I'm going to take my canine out real quick. I'll be right back. Glad to see you. Love you, bro. I like your work.
Her ovaries are now contaminated. She may be normal. She may be genetically damaged. But her ovaries are at the most risk. So when your daughter grows up and she becomes pregnant and has a baby, this is where one of these eggs will be fertilized and come out. So the real damage here is your grandchildren. That is where it is going to show most. And we already see this in animals that have reproductive cycles of a year or 2 years or 3 years. We're already seeing this, and it has been published by veterinary schools and vets and scientists. So we know this happens. And it's also been documented in the Cold War when women were deliberately microwaved. So we know it does happen. The documents are there. And what you're risking by putting Wi-Fi into schools is the future generations of all of these girls. But it gets worse, because this particular DNA, the mitochondrial DNA inside you, and the DNA inside you, the mitochondrial DNA, you can trace unchanged to your mother, her mother, her mother, right the way back to the beginning of the human race in Africa, the Stone Age. You can trace your ancestors, if you could, right back to the very first lady. It is unchanged, the mitochondria. And that is being unchanged in your children, which means if you damage it, your child could be genetically damaged, then her child, and her child, and her child, forever. You are condemning the future generations of every single child until there are no more lines left in the female in your family. You must stop. A female must stop producing children for this to stop. So when you put Wi-Fi in schools, what you're saying is, for the sake of a little bit of money that saves getting a workman in to drill holes through the walls to feed cable, because it's cheaper.
Thank you.
We're just going to put Wi-Fi in, but you can have genetically damaged children for the rest of your family's career. That's what we're saying.
But yeah, so there was Barry Trower, Wi-Fi, and microwave dangers. Interesting video. Very, very interesting. But yeah, we're about to wrap it up though. Glad to see you too. Yeah. My wife was in the chat earlier. But yeah. Dang, it's already been almost an hour and a half. Wow. Time flies on here. Oh, we also learned a little bit about so I work for this company right here. Well, it's backwards, huh? But yeah. So I work with this company, and we were discussing about I just learned last week that they're getting VAXX'd. You know what I mean? And like how I found out when we were branding the cows, well, they were branding, I was holding them down. Still guilty by association. But so the boss's wife was putting like a plastic syringe like thing up the nose and squirting this blue stuff. And I asked him, I was like, well, what's that stuff you're putting in their nose? I understand the branding and this other stuff, like the antibiotic shot for the brand so they don't get infection. And I asked him, I was like, what's the blue stuff? And he says, that's the VAXX thing, you know what I mean? For the cows. And I was like, what? And I was like, well, that's kind of messed up. And they're not about the thing, the jabbity jab jab. They're not about that, but yet they'll allow the cows. So I'm going to try to learn more information about that since I work here now. Yeah. Got promoted, stay in this house. So it's a 2-bedroom house. It's big though. And yeah, so I stay out here on the ranch with the cows and the horses. So I'm going to dig in a little bit and try to get some information from my boss about this, about what all do they do to these cows before we ship them because we ship them after we make the babies. And then after they get a certain age, then we send them off and they go to market or whatever. And then they fatten them up and do whatever. So they're just the birthing part here. We just birth the cows. Okay. And then we send them off for them to be fed and all that stuff, to be butchered, whatever. But yeah, we're the bottom where we just make babies. But we're still giving them the VAXX. So I don't know if that's mandatory or what, but I will find out. And I'll try to keep people updated on that because I think that's very important, especially when it's messing with your genetics. But yeah, I learned that today. So that was interesting. We watched a video about some of that, I think, too. Yeah. And well, we didn't watch a video. We heard a video. So as soon as I figure out how to watch stuff while still on my screen where you can see me in a little box, I don't know how to do that yet. But one of my great friends, Paul, he's coming over hopefully this weekend. And yeah, he could teach me some stuff. Now I could provide some better content. I'm just glad you guys can kind of hear, hopefully clear enough these videos because there's a lot of information in these. And yeah, I like people to learn. I'm trying to learn. So, but yeah, Gators, I love your music, man. I really do. So we're gonna have to go live stream one time together or something. You're gonna have to teach me the ropes, man. But yeah, go check out Gator Sky Exploration and Paris Logan. Like, they are awesome. Like, Gators, he's got some talent, man. If you like the electric guitar, check that channel out. It's awesome. Plus, great sky videos. I like his videos. So I had a channel called True Sky Watcher. Not two, but it was just one regular. And I got locked out. But there's a lot of my videos on there too if you want to check those out. It's called True Sky Watcher, and it's got like a tree, with different colors of the sky. I got better videos on there that I did with the phone than I have on this thing. This channel, I haven't really got into it too much. A lot was going on when I got locked out of my freaking Gmail and my YouTube. So I got locked out of my Gmail somehow, and I tried to send myself the link and all this stuff, and they won't let me in it. Dang it. I'm trying. So they won't let me in my email. And I can't log into my YouTube or anything. Can't log into Google. Man, it's mess. So I had to make this YouTube channel and start over. And there's so much on my playlist. I need to move those playlists and save them onto this channel so people could view those, because I got thousands and thousands of videos of research from the past decade that I've been doing, and yeah, crazy stuff. And plus, I'm going to start trying to put my music on here. I got to learn how to do that too from my phone, because I did all my music on my phone. Maybe I should live stream on the phone. I might know it more. But yeah, so I'm going to figure some of this stuff out for y'all and get some better content going. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the video or the sound of a video today. And yeah, love y'all. Thank you guys for coming by. Truth, love, peace, and chicken grease. And as always, stop spraying my house or my job or just the earth. Love y'all. Truth, love, peace, and chicken grease, or fried potato grease, or whichever kind of grease. Let's see. I don't even know how to do this. Don't even know how to end the chat. Oh, there it is, right there in front of me, huh? I forgot I shrunk it down. But yeah, it was pretty interesting doing this live chat. And yes, I will find out. And I'm actually gonna try to post one today. I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna try to post one of my songs today, and they're just freestyles, just like you. So hopefully you guys like them. My music nowadays is way different from what it used to be, because back in the day, yep, I was caught up into this, backward world, and my music was not how it should have been. Let's put it like that. So I am not proud of a lot of music back then that I did. So with that being said, I'm glad the music that I'm doing nowadays is better than it was. So, all right. But I'm glad y'all are doing good. So I love y'all. And until next time, this is Michael signing out. Love y'all.